and Burke to do the ruck work. Both have rucked unchanged this first half. Now we're starting the second half as O'Keefe gets a ball. Strong pressure by Hawthorn. They're kicking to the left of our screen. Di Domenico across to Loveridge. Now they're down the centre corridor. Getting away by himself there was Dunstall. He's trapped the ball. Now going left foot and going goalward and centred it. I thought he might have had a shot for goal there. But he brought it back into the centre. And Peter Curran, left all unattended by the Geelong backman, took a very, very easy chest mark right in the goal square. He kicks truly, and Hawthorn have gone to the front. Will kick this first goal in the second half. They have kicked 11-8-74, Geelong 10-5-65, and we haven't played but a minute.
Peter Curran's first goal for the game, and in the second quarter it was an even quarter. Both sides, Geelong kicked 4-4 to Hawthorn's 4-2, so it's been nip and tuck so far. Everybody's waiting for Hawthorn to take the initiative, but Geelong are hanging in. Deer, Burke, both have rucked virtually the whole game. Russo and Hawthorn moved forward again by Di Domenico. Down to the half-forward line. White traps it. Good play. Not a good hand pass, though, and the opportunist Ken Judge takes it. Flicks it over to Kendi. Back on the ground. Sends it down to full forward, looking for Dunstall. And he's taken the mark. Jason Dunstall has kicked one goal so far. And the fella from Cooperoo, up in Queensland, in the forward pocket. Distance, not a problem, 25 metres out. 45-degree angle. So should kick this. And he's hit the post. Bad luck, Jason Dunstall. So Hawthorn, 11-9-75. Geelong, 10-5-65.
Well, Hawthorn moving into attack on both occasions with a lot of authority. Early in this third quarter. Oh, courage, Peter Curran. He's got the run of the ball. He'll be first onto it. He traps it, can't. Thought he could have done, but he then follows up with a long handball. Jenke, right foot, going in towards the centre. Bounced in front of Russo. Punched on by Dermott Brereton. Good stuff as Hawthorn go forward through Wallace, and he's kicked it. Unspectacular looking stuff. A punch on by Dermott Brereton. Wouldn't win the praises of the people around the ground. They are only interested in high marks and hand passes and kicks, but they see the players running up and congratulating Dermott Brereton on that punch forward, as Wallace anticipated and expected that punch to come from Brereton, and he ran in and kicked Hawthorn's 12th goal. Terry Wallace has kicked 2 goals for the game. Hawthorn 14-9-81, Geelong at 10-5-65. We've played 3 minutes of this third quarter.
Back in the centre as Burke gets the hit out. Russo, soccer style, kicks it high in the air. Down to Brereton, Platten to come in, and he traps the ball. They're looking dangerous now, the Hawks. Dunstall leads out. Cleve, Dunstall. Oh, Alan Jeans must have given his charges a little bit of a discussion at half-time, because they've come out full of fire, the Hawks. As Dunstall accidentally hurt himself there.
The Geelong backmen, Ray, are playing from behind. Schulz let Dermott Brereton lead in the race for that ball, just trotted on behind him, and Cleve is trying to punch from behind, which is the right thing to do, but he's allowing Jason Dunstall an open opportunity to run further up the ground. The Hawthorn are leaving their forward line open, and Dunstall can run into the spaces with confidence because he knows his Hawthorn opponents will give him the ball. As he's now kicked Hawthorn's 14th goal. Hawthorn. Well, that scoreboard attendant is faster than what I am. That's Hawthorn's 13th goal, I should say. 13-9-87 Hawthorn. Geelong 10-5-65. Jason Dunstall has kicked his second goal.
And Jason Dunstall joins Dermott Brereton, Richard Loveridge, Gary Buckenara and Terry Wallace as the main goal getters for the Hawthorn side, with Gary Ablett 4 and Michael Turner 3 for the Cats. Can Geelong come back? Burke. They're getting all the hit-outs, but nothing happening. Burke gets it down again, but look at Hawthorn. They're starting to get that confident run again, and Lester Smith sends them out. Terry Wallace with the young Peter White will follow the ball over the line and out of bounds, I'd say, and it will be thrown in on the centre wing.
Ray, you've ever seen a scoreboard attendant as quick as the one is at Princes Park? You would blink and the score would be up there. You'd have to... You know, in some grounds, they take so long to put the score up. Well, this man here should be congratulated on his efficiency.
Well, we said he got the award, Don, and I say he's got the award this year. He's very, very quick. As the ball sent down there for the Hawthorn side, they're in attack, and they good play there from Dunstall. Flicks it on. Didn't work, though, to to John Platt and Cleve. Oh, kicked off the ground, didn't work there from Dermot Burton. Morgan, hand pass, and coming out the back is Paul Couch on the left foot, sending it down there. Chris Mew hasn't been a spectacular player today, hasn't been in much of the action, but that was a good solid mark to relief for the Hawthorn side.
Now centre half back Mew going short and looking for and finding Deer, the big ruckman. Didn't he do that easily? Around Peter White, you've got to claim them, Peter White. You're only a young fella starting off. Don't let them get away from you. Bertie D. Domenico, centre half forward. Buckenara ducked his head at the crucial time. The ball to ground. Geelong trying to run it now. Bruns going to centre wing, and that's to no one in particular. He just kicked it to the wide open space and hoping, and it has gone over the boundary line and at least allowed Geelong to regain some composure. 87 playing 65. We've played 5 minutes of this third quarter at Princes Park, and due to the ruck work, Damien Burke and also Greg Deer pushing and shoving the two ruckmen. Deer down to Morgan. Morgan couldn't control it. Tuck in over the ball, pushed off by Stoneham. Fitzgerald with it. Only played 4 games of league football. Played his earlier career in Geelong District. Damien Drum back to Fitzgerald. Well smothered Hawthorn. Loveridge. Drum again. He's playing a good game. He's a real goer. Across to Morgan. Morgan going short, and he's got a lot of skill and has found Bruce Lindner right on that 50-metre line. Shocking play, Lindner. He's always a little bit anxious when he gets the ball. And on that occasion was too anxious, had the ball smothered by Gary Ayres, kicked into the man on the mark, and a wasted and a squandered opportunity on Geelong's left half-forward flank. Deer and Stoneham to do the ruck work. Players grapple with one another, lock arms. Deer gets it to Russo. Lester Smith drops it, took his eye off the ball, pressure. Be interesting to see how he comes up in a final game, Rod Lester Smith.
Well, as Don said, Damien Drum, 17 possessions he's had, Don, and he's certainly played a great game. And Terry Wallace, 15 for Hawthorn. As the ball comes out there, can he pick it up for Russo? Handballs it over to Buckenara. Oh, could have been in the back there.
No, it's not in the...
What's he? No,
it's not going to report him, sure.
I was going to say that, Don. I thought he's had his hand in his top pocket. Anyway,
he has.
Goes down to players. No, it's play on. Couch, hand pass. Can he get it away? Yes, onto the half-forward line. Linda will be outmarked there, I'd say, by Lester Smith. And Lester Smith to take the mark on the half-back line to relieve the pressure. So Lester Smith, Hawthorn, kick, after the play. How do you do? And I don't know who that was, Don.
Gary Ablett.
Gary Ablett down the ground here. Certainly livened up the game, Don.
Well, that's good stuff. At least the crowd's involved now, and it's good to see the umpire Nate bring in his notebook. Wallace with the ball up forward. Dunstall behind it, taking a screamer. Jason Dunstall getting a little bit carried away himself. Getting involved in the game as Dunstall flew up, took a magnificent mark from behind. Got a good pair of hands, Jason Dunstall, maybe a little slow on the ground. Gary Ablett cautioned after that last incident. Jason Dunstall lining up for Hawthorn's 14th. Has he kicked it? He has. So that's the 14th goal on the board to Hawthorn. 14-9 Hawthorn, 93. Geelong 10-5, 65. The crowd giving Gary Ablett the boos. Lester Smith, who got that heavy knock earlier, has recovered. He's up on his feet. The doctors and the physios and trainers have run out to him. We've played 8 minutes of this second quarter.
Hawthorn have got it now, run away to a 28-point lead, and they've kicked 4 goals in this first 8 minutes of the third quarter here at Princes Park to take the initiative away from the Geelong side, and they're starting to struggle. Deer getting the hit out, coming through the centre. Damien Drum could be round the neck. No, umpire says you held the ball, and it'll be a free kick to Geelong. Well, I thought he made the play, Don, but I'll say no more. Greg Deer sends it up there, and Dermot Burton. Oh, that's going to be how do you do with the notebook out to young Schultz. And all of a sudden, this game is starting to get a little bit interesting, Don.
This umpire is absolutely ridiculous. This umpire just does not know what the game's about, really. Oh, you're joking, Clayton. You really are joking.
Well,
Dermot
Brereton,
he's unbelievable. He has reported every player. He made so many mistakes in the first quarter, cautioned the wrong fellows. Anyway, he's reported Damien Burke. We saw that incident on Dermot Brereton. Dermot Brereton's all right. He just went to ground posing for the kick, but he's also been awarded a 15-metre penalty. That's bad luck, Damien Burke. Let's hope he keeps his eye on the ball. And Dermot Brereton lining up for Hawthorn's 15th goal. Ball on its way. Judged by the umpire, Dermot Brereton has kicked truly. So Hawthorn now 15-9-99. Geelong 10-5-65. Dermot Brereton has kicked 3 goals. And we've played 10 minutes of this third quarter.
Hawthorn taking control of the game now. Even 10 minutes gone here in the third quarter. And Geelong are starting to flounder. As it's back with the ruckman. Deere again gets the hit out. Young Burke, and they fall the ground wrestling, him and Wallace, as it comes out to Dermot Brereton. Peter Curran, Ken Judge, back to Curran. He can't get the ball. Moving in there is O'Keefe to get the ball at the 50-metre mark, and the umpires will rush in and give this ball a ball up. So Hawthorn have taken control. They've kicked 5 goals since half-time, and the Cats haven't left the mark of 10-5. So the bounce again on the 50-metre line. Curran, it goes, would be a free kick there paid to the Geelong player. That looks like, is it Damien Burke or Barry Stoneham? I think it's Stoneham. The long hand pass anyway to break the play up to O'Keefe on the left foot and sends it down there. Deere, it's Stoneham there, but it's taken there by Deere. Playing a good game in this quarter, Don, the big fella.
Yes, side goal. Well, the game has certainly come alive. Zayers goes back in towards the centre. That's a free kick against Domenico. The umpire has awarded it to Geelong, and it'll be taken, I think, by Craig Cleve. Yes, Cleve plays on quickly across to Schulz. Schulz going out looking for Bruns on centre wing. Geelong a little bit indirect in their play. At least they're retaining possession. Bruns tries and does get around Jenke. Then goes further down the field and finds nobody, and the ball will bounce just before it goes over the boundary line. Had to be thrown in on Geelong's left forward flank. 99 playing 65. Mossop on for Geelong and Burke off. Burke might have been getting a little bit hot under the collar, and they've decided to bring another big ruckman in John Mossop. Geelong well served by the ruckman as Ablett now comes in. Cleaned up by Ayres. Now, where is the report there, Clayton? That is simply unbelievable. Wallace with the ball. Going long, looking for Curran, and there's another free kick. If that's not a free kick or a report, I'll go he. Now all the trainers are running onto the ground.
Actually, Don, it was this corresponding game last year when we had that Neville Bruns Lee Matthews incident. So I hope this game doesn't develop into that type of business again.
Who did Curran run into there, that Geelong player on the ground, Ray? Could you pick him up? They see the trainers over there. Obviously, they're most concerned. He hasn't moved, so let's hope he's all right.
Is it Damien Drum? I thought it was.
But that's you know, if all those other incidents are reportable, so is that there.
Gee, looks like he's
not in too good shape. Doesn't look like he's too good. They're bringing the stretcher out.
Gee. I can't pick up Damien Drum, Don.
Well, it could be. Let's hope it's not Damien Drum, because he is a real goer. He kept his eye on the ball then, and Curran just cannoned into his back. Well, play held up here right on the centre wing now. There's 2 stretchers out. Cole's on. Now Cole is injured, so obviously, no, it's not Damien Drum, because we see him there, number 29.
Tim Darcy.
Well, we'll quickly scan around. Darcy does play on the half-back flank. I can't see Tim anywhere.
And that was his opponent, I think, Peter Curran, Don.
But anyway, we'll wait.
This could be a similar situation that happened many weeks ago up at Essendon with young Clark, when we saw that.
But he certainly cannon into that player's back. And it's amazing, isn't it? These umpires, the problem is with the umpires nowadays, Ray, is that they haven't played the game, and they just haven't got that communication between players. And again, the umpires are to blame for what is going on out on the ground. We saw that a couple of weeks ago, St Kilda Fitzroy, and now we've seen it again today. They should have pulled up a number of earlier incidents. Trainers don't look terribly concerned there, but he is not too good, and that was a real hospital pass there. Anyway, play now. It's a free kick being awarded and a 15-metre penalty going to Geelong, and Terry Bright will take... Excuse me, I just lost my voice. will take the kick. Now he's played on quickly, up to a stagnant forward line. Pushing and shoving, he'll play the first free kick here, the umpire. Couch gets a ball, goes goalward, and it bounces through for 1 point to Geelong. Hawthorn 15-9-99. We lost quite a few minutes there while we're getting that player off the ground. Geelong 10-6-66. We played 16 minutes of this third quarter.
Gary Ayres sending it out to Chris Mew. Punched away by Michael Turner. Coming in as Rod Lester-Smith. Over the top there to Terry Wallace. And players are running into one another. John Platten, and the ball will go over the line and out of bounds. Well, it certainly livened up this crowd, Don, because the Hawthorn people in the stand there looked like they were sitting in the Captain Snooze warehouse up to half-time. It was very quiet. So anyway, we've got Michael Turner sending it up there. Flying as Gary Ablett, and well, they can boo him, but he's still a great player. So Gary Ablett, too far out. Dia dropping back. Ablett will have a long shot for the goal. What has he done?
Kick.
Unbelievable kick, Don, but he's offline, I'd say, and through for 1 point. Scores, Geelong 67, trailing Hawthorn 99.
DiPierdomenico with the ball at full back. Goes short, not a good kick off the boot, and finds Jenky. Jenky on the wing has taken the mark from Hawthorn. On the right foot, Jenky goes around that boundary. Schulz tripped Brereton, but the umpire said play on. Couch, strong tackle by Wallace. Couch trying to dummy. Wallace tried hard to smother. Jenky takes the ball. Now will scoot through that centre square. He'll go long. No, he chipped it. Found Loveridge. Loveridge over the top. That's the only alternative he's had. Dunstall across to Platten, and this is another goal to Hawthorn. It's their 16th goal. Hawthorn 16-9. We'll wait on the scoreboard attendant a little bit slower. 105. Geelong 10-7-67. Johnny Platten has kicked the 16th goal for Hawthorn and his second.
Well, the Hawthorn side have certainly taken over in this quarter. At the 17-minute mark, in 17 minutes, they've kicked 6 goals. 6 goals, 1. And Geelong have only kicked 2 behind, so that tells the story.
Hawthorn look good, Ray, when they go down through the centre there. The way they move the ball, there is no other team in the competition that moves the ball as well as Hawthorn.
They're looking silk condition now, Don, in this third quarter, and a good tune-up for the finals 2 weeks away. As the ball comes down to Michael Tuck. And Tucky sends it up to centre half, or Dunstall having a purple patch. Platten, they've seen to lost their composure, Geelong, and Flanagan out the back. He's looking for Martin Christensen. Christensen, can he trap it? But Bertie Dipomenico, but he couldn't get the ball. Christensen, oh, it's too hot for him. He got rid of it. John Mossop over to Nigel Cole. Back to Christensen. Too much handball. Get it moving, Geelong. Lenigan, Linda. Oh, how do you do? Oh, hospital hand pass, Endon. As the ball comes to the ground, picked up on the neck. It'll be played there to Tim Darcy. And a free kick will go to Geelong. It's Damien Drum, our mate Damien Drum, who never doesn't know how to play a bad game when there's a hard ball to be got. Lenigan, high in the air. Dia, Ablett couldn't take the mark. Kennedy, and it'll go over the line and out of bounds.
Well, the umpires are in danger of losing control of this game as the ball is in the right forward pocket, Geelong's right forward pocket. Stoneham in front of Deer. Ball comes to ground. Russo across to Kennedy. DiPierdomenico using strength. Mossop. I thought he'd keep his eye on the ball, John Mossop. DiPierdomenico. Terry Wallace dodges. Tackle by Cleve. A strong tackle off the ground by Brereton. Geelong trying to trap that ball. Schulz. Christensen throwing himself. Players certainly throwing themselves in. Mossop in there. Play right in the centre square, on the centre edge of the centre square. On the edge of the Foster's logo. Judge underneath the pack there. And the umpire will come in and ball up. Umpire Clayton. Mossop to do the ruck work against Deer. No, it'll be Dermot Brereton. Mossop gets it down. Bruns. Not a good kick off the boot. Lindner didn't run as hard as what he could. And took his eye off the ball and tried to load up DiPierdomenico. Should have gone harder, Bruce Lindner. Buckenara. A good mark right in the centre square. This game's certainly coming alive. Don't worry about the scores. There's plenty of action in the centre of the ground. Looking for and finding Platten, who was Buckenara. Now Jason Dunstall. There's Platten there. I got a little bit confused. Platten was also in position, but Dunstall had the run of the ball. Now 45 metres from goal. 45-degree angle. Lining up for the 17th goal for Hawthorn. The ball, a nice one off the boot. The wind has dropped. Is it straight enough? No. Rush through for another point. So Hawthorn now 16 goals, 10 points, 106. Geelong 10-7-67. Abbott on and Johnny Platten off.
Terry Bright sends Geelong out. Stoneham, 30 Domenico, couldn't take it. Kennedy comes out of Cole, he's outnumbered. Here's the captain, Michael Tuck, straighten up Michael, and let's put it through the middle. They're cruising now, Hawthorn. That's Michael Tuck's first goal. Hawthorn 17th. 7 goals they've kicked in this quarter, 7 goals to Geelong, 2 behinds. Coming up for the 20-minute mark, and they're certainly doing it easy now, Don.
Yes,
Even though
Hawthorn
the game's tough.
Nearly doubled the score, 112-67. It's still an entertaining game, but a very offensive game is football nowadays, and I wouldn't discount Geelong. They could still make a game of this. So we're back in the centre with umpire Walsh, Mossop and Deere. Deere gets it on the second to Loveridge. Loveridge playing well, a high ball. Jason Dunstall using his body well, has taken another mark. And Tim Darcy, you've got to play in front, Tim. And Jason Dunstall, although small, has a big body. And Dunstall lining up for his 4th goal. He's kicked 2 goals in this 3rd quarter, kicked 1 in the 1st. And this could be the 18th goal for Hawthorn. Dunstall lining up, only 40 metres from goal. It looks good off the boot, and it is. So that's the 18th goal for Hawthorn. 18 goals, 10 Hawthorn, 118. Geelong 10-7-67. Jason Dunstall has kicked his 4th goal, and 3 of those goals have come in the 3rd quarter.
Having a purple patch this quarter, Jason. That's his 5th mark for this quarter.
And Geelong making a change. Cleve going back to full back. And they're taking Darcy off Jason Dunstall. Cleve was playing earlier on Dunstall, kept him to 1 goal. As soon as they made the change, Darcy's in all sorts of trouble.
It makes coaches look bad, that one. But anyway, goes to the ground. Morgan, can he pick it up? No, it's Bruns. And the umpires have a little bit of a cuddle in the centre.
Another interesting move. Michael Turner now, ruck roving, was named on the forward pocket. So he is now up around on the ball. So that 2-prong attack at Geelong no longer in existence. There's only 1 prong, and that's Gary Ablett.
Linda at centre half forward as it's back in the centre again, and the players will all converge on it, and it'll be another ball up. Hawthorn have taken the initiative in this 3rd quarter, and Geelong have floundered, even though the game's still willing. The Hawthorn skills are coming out, so they're doing well. Comes here to Christensen. Tuck, the captain. Could have been a free kick, and the umpire said yes, play on. Kennedy, left foot. The Hawthorn machine is starting to run. Birdie, can he get it? Yes, he does. That familiar little push, and he gets round the boundary. Look at this, options everywhere. Loveridge sending it up there. If his target will be Dunstall, and he's taken the mark. Oh, he's having a purple patch. And when it starts to run for you, it runs for you. That's his 6th mark for this quarter. And we've seen him a couple of times this year. Don, he hasn't really taken the game over, but today, this quarter, he's looking like a good full forward in flight.
Well, he's sadly been out of form, Ray, and he's playing full of confidence there. He jumped up behind the big ruckman there in Mossop and took a mark from behind. He's taken a few of those in this quarter. Now lining up the ball, a good one off the boot. That's a 19th goal to Hawthorn. Jason Dunstall's kicked his 5th. He's kicked 4 goals in this 3rd quarter. And Hawthorn 19-10, 124. Geelong 10-7-67. Hawthorn are just 10 points short of doubling Geelong's score. We've played 25 minutes of this 3rd quarter, and no doubt there'll be a lot of time on played because young Peter White was carried off the ground after that collision with Peter Curran, and so we could go well over the 30-minute mark. Deere and Mossop favours Mossop. Kennedy on the back line. A quick kick around the corner. Lanigan can't trap it. Judge. Christensen. Abbott giving pressure. On the logo, Cole, a quick kick towards centre half forward. Linder using body, and Deere will be applied the free or the mark. Yes, he will. So Greg Deere, the big Hawthorn ruckman, to relieve for the Hawthorn team.
Greg Deere feints the hand pass. Rodney Lester-Smith couldn't get it. Interesting comment from Don. What's he like under pressure in the finals? He didn't do too well last year against Essendon. As the ball comes out to him again, he's caught and trapped. It comes to the ground, and Gary Ablett kicks it high in the air. Turner and Mew. It's a 2-out duel. Coming out the back, the supporters, Kennedy, and he goes out with a hand pass. Ayres, Langford. They've got plenty of players supporting now Hawthorn. And a little pass up the wing to Wallace. And here they go, opening up to Curran. What's he done? Jason Dunstall again. He traps it. He's playing brilliantly. Over to Terry Wallace at the 50-metre mark. He has a pop at the goals. Up they go at the back. Kenny Judge. Thank you very much. Although the umpire may or may not play this, I think he will. Yes, he will. Kenny Judge's second goal. Hawthorn's 20th. 20 goals, 10, 130 points. 53 points in front of Geelong, 10-7-67.
Well, again, that play initiated by Dunstall. It's well read by Kennedy up on the back line. Got it across to Langford. Langford to Wallace. Wallace then spotted Jason Dunstall. A hand pass, sent it up, a high ball off the hands of the pack. And coming through and reading the pack well was Ken Judge. He's registered Geelong Hawthorn's 20th goal. Clayton to bounce the ball. Umpire Clayton, Deer. Mossop just couldn't get there. Deer showing manoeuvrability. Goes onto the left foot. Using his body is Brereton. Gets the run of the ball. Now will he go goal? Well, he does. He tries to break the tackle. Does. Handball back into the centre. Damien Drum using a bit of speed now. Breaks through. He's got a bounce. He does. Now he'll go long. No, he doesn't. He's trying. He'll be penalised. He's penalised. Running too far. So, no, the play got to come back. And umpire Clayton rightly bringing the play back behind the mark. And the free kick will be going to Richard Loveridge. Loveridge plays on quick. A chip over towards Deepia Domenico, who's been reasonably quiet. Started the game well, but has drifted out of the game. Dummies across to Deer. Now Deer will go left. He goes short, chip, and finds Peter Curran. Now Curran, 45 metres from goal. David O'Keefe standing the mark. Curran, normally a kick and mark player, lining up for Hawthorn's 21st goal. Curran has only kicked one goal to date. He's lining up for his second. Looks good off the boot. We'll wait on the umpire. Yes, it is there. So Curran has kicked his second goal. He's kicked two in this third quarter, and Hawthorn is certainly on a rampage. Hawthorn 21-10-136. Geelong 10-7-67. We've played 29 minutes of this third quarter.
Well, Hawthorn certainly know how to put a side away when they get on top. They don't muck around, and as a good side should, they go right on with the business. And their prong attack of Judge, Curran, Dunstall, Buckanara and Brereton have all been amongst the goals. So Geelong coming down here for the very rarity in this third quarter as Mossop sends it down to centre half forward. It is punched away. Deer doing very well in this quarter. Has been involved in 7 possessions this quarter and played a great game. Here he is again, looking promising for the finals with his form. Loveridge, Langford, hasn't had to do that much. It's very well taken there, trapped them by Fitzgerald. But they go back again, and Loveridge sends them forward. Dermot Brereton, but a mark there we paid to David O'Keefe and the back line to a relief of the Geelong side.
Well, Peter White, who was carried off earlier, Ray, is back on his feet, and he looks like he could be coming back on. We'll just wait on that. We'll just check that one out.
Good sign. Tim Darcy, he gets the ball. Can he go after it? Chris Mew runs at him. But he's done it again. Oh, he's kicked the goal. Unbelievable stuff there from... He's done it again, Ablett. He just, that little soccer play again. Tried it in the first quarter. It wasn't the point. But that's his 5th goal. And as Donna said, he's unbelievable, this player. So Geelong... 11th goal, 11-7-73, but a long way behind Hawthorn, 21-10-136.
Well, we just made a mistake then. I thought it was Peter White. No, it was Damien Burke who's warming up on the boundary. 136 playing, 73. Mossop with the ball, gets it down. Jenke coming through, spins. He'll be awarded a free kick again. No, umpire, that was against Damien Drum. These umpires are going to lose control. Ablett with the ball goes goalward. As it drifted to the right, it has. So that's a point to Geelong. That was a lay-down misère. He should have retained his composure, Gary Ablett. So 136 Hawthorn playing Geelong at 34. We've played 31 minutes of this third quarter. Gary Ayres to kick in for Hawthorn. Richard Loveridge bringing the ball back. Not much movement up the ground. We'll just wait. Players in the huddle at centre half back. Now they lead. Buckanara and Mew. He's ignored that going for Kennedy. Stoneham there. Well done, Kennedy, over the back. Lester Smith reading well. A chip up further, looking for Abbott. Abbott does find it. Now taps on to Brereton. Brereton's got Judge running past. Couldn't take a Judge. Bright using the body. Oh, that's courageous play and kicking in danger against Brereton When are the umpires going to change that rule there? Because you can put your head down there and show great courage as Cleve did, but have it taken off by an insipid play by, not insipid, but not real brave play by Dermot Brereton. You can see there, Dermot Brereton's injured his leg. He was well within the rules, Dermot Brereton, to do what he did, but the umpire should have penalised him, kicking in danger. Mossop over the back to Bruns. Bruns has picked up a lot of kicks around the ground. Morgan now with the ball. Back towards the centre square and dropping back and taking an easy chest mark is Greg Deere. Michael Cole standing the mark. 15-metre penalty. Deere plays on, chips it up and looking for, and it's found Buckenara. Buckenara setting the running play up through Russo in the centre square. Loveridge can't get away. Yes, he does. Ducked at the crucial time. Up towards the full forward position. Curran traps well, goes on to the left foot, screws it back over his head, and Hawthorn can do no wrong in this third quarter. So Peter Curran, he has kicked his third goal in this quarter. He's kicked 3 goals for the game, and all of them coming in the third quarter. Hawthorn have kicked 12 goals for the quarter, 22-10, 142. Geelong 11-8, 74. We've played 32 minutes of this third quarter.
Well, certainly the game's all over here at Princess Park in the third quarter. And a long quarter, this one, because of the hold-up of young White going off the ground. So it's in the 32 minutes gone, and I still think you'll find another 3 to go. There's Jenke. Couch sends it down. In the back against you, Gary Ablett. And Chris Langford telling the umpire, thank you very much.
Quickly recap the goal kickers, because Hawthorn have got a number of them. Jason Dunstall has kicked 5. 4 of those goals coming in the third quarter. 3 to Peter Curran, 3 to Dermot Brereton, 2 each to the following: Richard Loveridge, Terry Wallace, Gary Buckenara and Ken Judge, and 1 to Michael Tuck. I forgot John Platten has also kicked 2. Whereas for Geelong, Gary Ablett has 5, Michael Turner 3, 1 each to Bruce Lindner and Damien Drum. So Hawthorn have got a lot of options when they go forward, going by those number of players that have kicked goals.
Gary Buckenara in the centre, Peter Curran. And one of these players this quarter has kicked 3 goals. Oh, hits Bertie on the head. Craig Cleve, Neville Bruns, and they come down to centre forward. Geelong at the back. A good play there. Lester Smith over there to Loveridge. Loveridge's got time. Little hand pass to Gary Buckenara. They're running as they will now at Hawthorn. Oh, good play then though by Damien Drum, but he still has time to kick it up there. Oh, unbelievable stuff from Dermot Brereton. Looked like he was injured before, but he's come back with a great mark.
Well, there's courage shown by John Mossop there at centre half back, backing back into Brereton, but Brereton just took off that fraction earlier, got the sit on John Mossop and took a good mark from behind. 40 metres from goal is Dermot Brereton. The ball on its way, looks good off the boot. Just wait off on the umpire. No, drifted to the left, a bit of a hook. So that's a point. That's broken Hawthorn's sequence. 22 goals, 11, 143 Hawthorn. Geelong 11-8, 74, and we've nearly played 35 minutes of this third quarter.
Comes out from the full-back Mossop, and the umpire will decide on the ball up. Dermot Brereton's had 7 marks and has done very well, as he's kicked 3 goals. So, as Don said, it's coming up to the 40-minute. No, that's going off the clock's just about to go off the air up there on the scoreboard. As Geelong, Nigel Cole, the advantage rule paid. Handballs to Martin Christensen. Back to Cole. Not a good player today. Prominent last week against Carlton. And the play then was Russo. He fixed it down. Gary Buckenara wandering down from the half-forward line. Red Lester Smith. Not a good hand pass. A little bit of a question mark there. Paul Couch straightens up at the 50-metre mark. What's he done? I think you'll find he's offline and through for a behind. So the scoreboard showing Hawthorn 22-11, 143. Easily be leading Geelong 11-9, 75. 35 minutes gone, Don, in the third
Darren
quarter.
Morgan now picking up Terry Wallace in the centre. Mossop and Ablett. Mossop shepherding for Ablett as the siren goes to end this third quarter. It's certainly been Hawthorn's quarter. Hawthorn 22-11, 143. Geelong 11-9, 75.